Was there not one with it?
Well,
They want me to run it by you.
That's right.
There was one with
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, then that was all that was on. Yeah.
Yeah. That
You
was
guys
all.
making it too easy for me.
Well, it works. That's all right. Done yet.
Have surgery though. Oh, my eyeballs.
All right.
Cataract surgery, yeah, they're really good.
Good.
He done that because he's,
I had that.
I know you go
he
home.
done that because he's neighbor.
Can you see
So
now?
boring.
I got 20/20.
Is that not
I
something?
got
Yeah.
it. So
They
make
could
it
just
yours.
do that
What
before.
do you need?
Everything you got, I ain't got nothing.
The cataracts have to get so big before the insurance.
Yeah.
They pay for it.
I took them off both of mine here a few months back.
I'm staring at the place.
Okay.
That amazes
Go to
me.
VA
that
and
You
You
can
can
see like that.
and it's a simple, it's so simple.
Well, you don't
It's
need
just
to.
the
get those.
lens they put in there. Now why
Hey,
did
Rob, look at me. Yeah.
Okay, I guess we're ready at 6 o'clock. We'll call the Highway Committee meeting to order. And we'll ask Miss Susie to do a roll call.
Mark Blevins,
Here,
Nancy Brown,
Here.
Mark Tester,
Here.
okay, Jerry Prophet,
Yes.
Layla Ward,
Debbie, will.
Gary Bailey. Is he here? Is he on there?
no,
Sonia Color
Present.
and Kelly Collins.
Here.
We got a quorum.
Okay. There is a quorum. There's a quorum.
okay, yeah.
Get a shot for it.
Okay, we'll do the improvement of the agenda, tonight's agenda.
I'll make a motion to accept.
Hey,
Go ahead.
can it? That was me, Prophet. Second,
Second.
y'all.
Okay. You can we'll do a roll call. Miss Susie.
Okay, Sonia Color,
Yes.
Mark Blevins,
Yes,
Kelly Collins,
Yes.
Jerry Prophet,
Yes.
Mark Tester,
Yes.
Nancy Brown.
Yes.
And Gary and Layla are absent. Okay. Motion
okay.
carried.
Did you bring a dog sled?
Approval of the minutes from the previous meeting, which was in March. And look for a motion in a second.
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Nancy Brown,
Second.
second by Kelly Collins. Thank you, Kelly. Okay, call the roll.
Sonia Color,
Yes.
Mark Blevins,
Yes,
Kelly Collins,
Yes.
Jerry Prophet,
Yes.
Mark Tester,
Abstain.
Nancy Brown,
Yes.
Gary Bailey's absent, Layla Ward's absent. Motion carried.
okay, we'll do public comments. Is anybody on wish to speak? It's on the Zoom meeting. I know we've got some people here from the road that we're considering adopting. And we'll let you speak during when we adopt the road, bring that up in a minute. Is that fine with you all? Okay, then. We'll move on to the old business. Roger, could you give us an update on the Dayton Hayes Circle road?
Dayton Hayes Circle, the shoulder works out of the creek has been repaired. Hopefully this last storm didn't do any of their damage, and we put stone on the road. And the section of the road is not paved. And when we get into paving, and I hope that's pretty soon, we're going to pave that section, then repave the whole road. It's not that long anyway, but because the whole road needs paving. And the water department relocated the water meters and put them up high enough that they could use a regular water meter cabinet. And the lines are buried, and the bridge that had partial the first abutment, I would call it, was partially washed out. Once we put the rock and stuff, we sealed that off. and put forward fill concrete underneath the bridge to support it and hold it up. So the job worked pretty good. The natural resources wouldn't include the driveway above where we was working. It's a pipe that's washed out. The property owner's getting out another way. If he decides to put another pipe in or work on that, we can help him, and he may go with may contact natural resources and get their help too. So, but that project is done, and we've been up at Danner, part of this same project with natural resources on Danner Road going into Danner subdivision. The second bridge, which is, the bridge is in good shape, but it had filled up with rock and stuff, and they part of this same contract, they dug all that out and put in the weirs. You know, the weirs to me looks like it caused more damage, you know, because of the way the water goes through there. But during this high water we've had, it's worked great. It really has. It's worked real good. And now under the same project, they're working at Bill Lewis Road in front of the high school up there on Stoney Creek, and they've worked for a couple of days on it since the water's still pretty high, but they've been getting brush and trees and stuff out of the creek. I don't know if anybody's been up there to see that, but the tree, it's sort of like a little island out in the creek, and all kinds of trees and brush and stuff is gathered up and caught on that little island and stuff, and the rocks build up, and it's the biggest project we're doing at this time in the river. But once I was up there today, but once that's done, I think it's really going to help that location, and so that's the report on that.
Well, that's good. Yeah.
I'd just like to tell Roger, I appreciate the work on Dayton Hayes. I went down the other day, and actually, Roger, it did look like there's any damage from this storm, not on that. So it looks good. And I talked to a couple of residents that was in attendance last month, and they're really happy that you got started on it and took care of it. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, we're glad you done that, Roger.
It took way too long to get the permits to get that project started. It was over a year, and it should have been 4 or 5 months, but we could not get in there and do it until the permits, because we're getting paid by the federal government, and we have to have all the proper permits.
I understand. Now, another thing is deflation caution lights on the Benton Hollow Road. If you check
They're
that,
ordered. They're ordered. I ordered them about a month ago, right after the meeting, and they're coming from the manufacturer. I hope to get them pretty soon, and when we do, of course, we put them up with the proper sign.
Okay, thank you, Roger. Glad to hear that. Okay, Josh, did you, the draining issue on Grind State Road, did you talk with the property owner or send him a letter?
I sent a letter. The property owner was Ronnie and Sherry Hazelwood. I sent a letter on March 5th. And I copied Roger on it. I guess you got it.
Yes, I did.
Instructing him of, that his alterations there were flooding the county road, and that we needed it to be remedied. And I asked him to contact the road superintendent. I didn't get any contact whatsoever, and I'm assuming you didn't either.
No, I have not.
Okay.
What would be the next step if he don't contact you? He should have done that.
Yeah, I don't mind at all to go out and try to talk to the man in person. But I mean, if there's no response to a letter or a call, the only thing I can do is file a lawsuit and ask the court to grant an injunction that forces him to fix it. I hate to do that without even speaking to him. But I don't have a phone number anyway to talk to him other than send a letter. And I just sent it through the regular mail. Right now, certified letters, you're wasting your time because the postman signs for them anyway, and you can't prove the person you sent it to got it. So unless somebody posts it on the property or knows a phone number where I can actually talk to the person.
Where does he live at, Josh?
Well, the address that was on the tax card was Jamie Elaine Drive in Elizabethton. I don't really even know where that is.
Mr. Blevins,
Yes, sir.
I believe you can find Ronnie Hazelwood about any time up there to dairy in Siam. I think Ronnie runs that dairy up there in Siam right before you get to Wilbur Dam on the right-hand side.
Okay, I will.
Is that Campbell's?
No, it's Hazelwood's right there. If you go on past, used to be the little store where the old bridge was, and right before you get up to where you turn up to Wilbur Dam.
If it's okay with the committee, me and Jerry will go out and talk to him and try to get a phone number where Josh can call him. If that is okay.
Get me shot.
Sounds good.
Okay. Well, me and Jerry, I'll get you a phone number, Josh, and I'll get it to you. Then if we don't hear something, but next month we'll do something different. Welcome aboard, Mr. Bailey. Okay. We can't hear you about the good thing.
I said, I'm very sorry. I got tied up. I had to run down there. The school board couldn't get in the gates. They somehow lost the opener, and then I come back and we had a tree blow over. So I'm very sorry.
Well, should have put them gates up there to start with. Okay, we're going down here to the new business. And the public hearing on to adopt Shalom Drive as a county road. We got anybody on Zoom that wish to speak on this matter? We don't have nobody. Which one of you want to be the spokesman over?
Well, we just bought there. We've been there about a year. And of course, the water washes that road out real bad. And had to walk in a few times this year. And the shape I'm in, it's just a little difficult. It's about a half a mile.
Right.
And we just appreciate, anything y'all could do. We have 5 acres, a little over 5 acres. My neighbor across the street's got nearly 4, I think, and most of the right of way is on us, but then there's 2 other homes. Miss Dollar here has a home out at the end.
Well, let me, I don't know, if you the one I've been talking to?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes,
well,
Phyllis Campbell.
well, yeah, I finally got to meet you. Good to meet you.
Phyllis Campbell. Campbell.
Now, did you talk to them when I discussed about you was paying for the
Yes,
survey of the
they're
right of
all in
way?
agreement. They're all in agreement.
Okay. Now, Roger, how much right of way do you need up through there?
Sometimes we go with 30 feet, but if it's the location I'm thinking of, one property owner out there told me there was a 40-foot right of way, designated 40-foot right of way.
I think that is part of the 40-foot right of way.
It's the gravel road.
It goes all the way around the perimeter of the original property before it was all split up. So, and there's only going to be a partial of that that's actually.
I don't know. Is it going to be paved on past you?
No, I hope not.
Yeah. It was originally a circle road.
Oh, okay.
It would be quite a bit of work because trees have grown up there quite a bit past her home.
Well, if we go to them, Roger, am I correct? You got to have a turnaround for your trucks at the end of the road.
You have enough right of way to where we can.
Right away.
You can have whatever you need.
Okay, that's good. But do they need to get it surveyed, Roger?
I would think so, unless you have a plot drawing that's pretty current and we can identify the right of way by the drawings. Plot
We have a
drawings.
drawing. I don't know if y'all have drawings on your property or not. Yes, we do have drawings.
Well, would that be something that they could bring down and let you look
Yeah,
over it?
and get a copy of it. And was it one piece of property at one time and then sectioned off?
Yeah.
And if it's sectioned off at one time, it may be that may be even in the register of deeds office, possible, the whole drawing. But yeah, if
I'm trying to think of the.
if we could
Yance.
get a copy of that and look it
Mr.
over.
Yance owned it. Bill Yance owned all of it.
Well, could you get him a copy of everybody's What is it you need now?
I'm trying to figure out how far the road was gonna go up through there. Was it, I mean, I know it looks like on the tax map that there was the intention to set aside a right of way that circled all the way around, but I don't think that was ever developed.
It's not, you can't drive a truck or any car.
Right, so
Her house is at the end of the road.
Yeah, I'm at the dead, like a dead end almost.
and you're
Rich and Dollar.
okay, that's
160.
parcel 1511 on this map, which is, where the heck is 1511? I don't have a 15, oh, there it is. So the road's supposed to go all the way up to here, apparently. Is that what you were?
I'm not sure, but I drove up it, but I don't know.
That's her house, so.
We planned on stopping at 152 in front of 152 Shalom.
Is that your house?
No, I'm 160. I'm on the lower half of it.
Watch it on.
And you can't
152
drive
is
through past my
1504,
house.
that was that, so that's
I
where,
don't see why it should
I
be.
mean, there's a road there.
In other words, it's gravelled up
Yes.
where you want to stop it at.
Yes.
Approximately how far is that?
From the tester up there, I'd say it's a good half a mile.
Yeah.
About half a mile.
It's about halfway from your house, and your house, you know, half a mile. Each one.
One
I've got a little bit of
development was all on
pavement
this
on-
side of the road.
In front of mine.
It's
Man, get the drawing from there.
It's bad.
Yeah,
This
it's
is
like-
included in it. Of course, they might want it a county road too, but I mean, it's
Yeah. I mean, if it doesn't include any of these, I mean, you'd really just have to get this one side of the road here. But yeah, I mean, road adoption policy generally calls for a survey and a 40-foot right of way.
Mhm.
So we can clearly identify the road.
They need to
making
get-
sure we can get the right of way we need.
Okay.
Yeah,
One day.
going up the road for the most part, we own one side and our neighbor owns the other side, so that wouldn't be too difficult at all. She's totally in agreement, but she was out of town.
Well, do you want them to get a survey of that, Roger?
Well, we need to get the drawings and check out what we're dealing with, and we need all the property owners on both sides, I guess, and Josh, we need a petition or something.
I've got
Hey,
it.
well,
And have we got that?
Yeah, we got it, I think.
Okay, I already had this, but yeah, the issue always is, without a survey, we can't say exactly whose land is affected and who needs to sign and give us a right of way. It's the easiest thing in the world to do is if the surveyor will survey out a 40-foot right of way, and then literally all we have to do is refer to the attached survey and all the property owners sign it, and it's easy, it's done.
Do
It's
you
easy.
have your own surveyor?
No, ma'am. You'd have to get a private surveyor. The county doesn't have a surveyor. So, I mean, there's bunches of them, but all we need surveyed is a 40-foot right of way that the road will be within the width of. I mean, the road won't be 40-foot wide, of course, but
You need 40 feet.
yeah.
We need
Yeah,
40.
they need 40 feet for all they have to do to maintain the road, but the actual paved surface or the surface of the roadway will be what it is now, probably whatever, 10, 12 feet, whatever it is. But yeah, the survey makes things much, much easier.
Well, are you willing to get somebody to survey it?
Does anyone know about what that cost would be?
Exactly how long the road.
Yeah, I think it depends on how much land they're surveying. I couldn't say.
Good thing.
Well, what about recommending a surveyor?
Yeah, we're new to this area.
Now, there was a survey done when they auctioned off the house at 152. And they had flags marking off the right of ways in front of that house.
No, it's just in front of that house.
Right. Usually people just survey their own land. I mean, this would be a survey showing the road, the entire length of the road as it passes by everybody's land. So it would be kind of how the ordinary for that to be anywhere unless there's a subdivision plat, which I doubt. Yeah, so, I mean, if you can, I'll give y'all if you can call my office, I can just share with you some surveyors who have done those before. I hate to recommend one over the other, but I can let you know which ones have done surveys we've used in the past.
That would be helpful because we're unfamiliar with in this
Okay.
area.
Okay.
Do we want to wait till next month to adopt this or?
Well, in any event, if you all recommend it as the highway committee, then it has to be approved by full commission and nothing can be finalized until we get the right of way deeded from them. But some people like you to make sure that the county would adopt it before they spend money on
Yeah,
a
before
survey.
we spend that money, we'd
Right.
like to know.
Okay,
So what we've done in the past is you all recommend it and then the full commission does, subject to obtaining the right of way. And then I follow through and get all the paperwork done at the end.
okay. If there's no more discussion, then I'll look for a motion now.
I'll make a motion.
What your motion is to adopt the Long Drive, and all the right of way is given.
Yes.
I'll second it.
I got a second by Mark Tester and a motion by Nancy Brown. Call the roll.
Sonia Color. Sonia Color.
Yes.
Mark Blevins.
Yes.
Kelly Collins.
Yes.
Jerry Prophet.
Yes.
Mark Tester.
Yes.
Nancy Brown.
Yes.
Gary Bailey.
Yes.
Layla's still absent.
Yep, okay, the motion passes. We'll take this on to the full commission this month. And then, in the meantime, you can be working on the survey
All right.
for us. And Josh, you got a card?
Yeah, I was gonna give it to him.
Need to ask a question.
What?
Not that many.
Seeing as that's gonna be a county road, why would it be their responsibility to
Because-
hire a surveyor?
It is, that's the way it was set up in the full commission passed it. That it was whoever's got a private road, they have.
You can give her one or whoever needs.
That's the way it was passed. in the full
Oh, okay.
commission.
I didn't understand that. And about with that road that we're looking at, Wilbur Dam Road, you know, where they're going to, right near where the flooding was. What's that called? I mean, I looked at it.
Ryan State Holler, oh, I know what you're
No.
talking about.
Tester.
No, I
Oh,
don't.
I'm-
No, we're over yonder.
Oh, you're on another road.
I think you're talking about Wilbur Dam Road, ain't you?
Yeah. Well, okay, since, I forgot the guy's name. Is he,
John Allen.
okay, well, will that need to be surveyed? He's gonna give the county the right of way, give them enough room.
Yeah, it had to be.
Well, we're not adopting a new road there. He's just giving some land to fix the
Well,
shoulder or something.
Okay, will he not need to sign something?
Yeah, he'll have to sign a right of way
Where
deed.
does he need to have, I mean, I'm gonna be seeing him, we can give him that information rather than.
Yeah, well, he'll sign it with me when we do it. But I mean, I don't have any information to prepare it.
Okay,
I have to have usually Roger will go out and if there's a way to just give me measurements, you know, in the margin of the roadway or something of how much land he's given us within his land, and then I prepare a deed and he'll sign it and we record it. But he can do that in my office.
I was gonna say, would he need to come to your office and sign the paperwork there? That would expedite this whole thing.
Right.
Okay.
Right, but yeah, we had to identify exactly what he's given us first.
Okay.
And the reason is that folks do a survey because it's private property, it's a private road, and the county's adopting it, has to be up to the county standards to adopt it. So we usually don't take on expense to take over a road.
Okay, I appreciate you all coming in and I will be in touch with you. That's just get to talk to you. He won't get mad at you, will he?
Here, down at the end of the road where you turn onto Shalom, is Tester. And the culvert is so small and that hill is so steep
that culvert can't handle what comes off that hill. And it just stays stopped up all the time. With that culvert being large,
Now, we can do that. That's,
every time there's a big wash, it just clogs up. And I think your son has really tried several times to unclog it.
does the culvert go underneath Texter Road or just underneath the private
It
road?
does not go under
It
Texas.
attaches to Tester and it washes out to where we have a big hump between Tester and our road.
Well,
The leaves.
if it becomes a county road, then we're allowed to work on it and make improvements, but we cannot do anything until it's a county road.
Hey, no problem.
Oh, well, they've been coming, when I've called
Cleaned it
in,
out.
they've come a couple times and cleaned it out
Yeah.
for us.
Cause it's right beside of the Tester Road.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, yeah, it's right on it. I mean, they're.
It's just where
Right
Shalom
window.
It's my front yard.
goes
It's
into
washed.
Chester.
They,
Yeah.
the city just fix that. That's my front yard.
It's a very small.
That's about 6-8 inches deep.
Culvert and it just won't
Right
handle
there.
what
See how
comes off.
close it comes to the house? That's right there.
Yeah, that gully.
Yeah, this is on the other
deep.
side of my driveway.
Very deep.
They've been in there once and
I appreciate you
Thank
coming
you.
down.
We appreciate you
again.
all. We really need your help.
Thank
you.
We're going to, you get us the right of way, we'll probably take care of it.
Do you still need
those plots? You said that the maps of the area, the plots?
Or just the surveys?
The survey is the main thing I need, yes,
Okay.
yes, ma'am. Unless, unless one of those plots would have it all surveyed, but I doubt it. Yeah,
Bill might. We'll talk to Bill. If he don't have it, we'll get it done.
okay.
Thank you all.
Thank you.
Have a good night. Okay, the next item on the new business is the dedication of the J.N. Taylor and Freeman Taylor Bridge on Hodge Branch Road on Stoney Creek. And I've talked with both parties, and they have set the date will be May the 22nd at 2 p.m. at the bridge site just off Highway 91. And then we've got another one, and it's not on the agenda, but I can bring it up next month. It'll be fine. I'll put it on the agenda for next month. Anybody want to discuss anything about this dedication? We would like for all of you to be there if you could. Both men, J.N. Taylor and Freeman, had was good to the community and done a lot for Carter County. And I just think it actually, J.N., he fed both wars. He was in both of them. They're both good, outstanding citizens. And I guess anybody else got anything under the new business? That's all I've got.
Mark, I was just gonna let the committee know that was here that the lawsuit filed by Mr. McGee out there on Ridgecrest Drive was dismissed. So the county is not responsible for anything out there.
Okay, I'm glad that's laid aside now.
That's been a long time coming.
Yeah. Okay, we'll do if nobody's got nothing else, we'll do the superintendent's report from Roger.
I know.
I feel like half my report I didn't give because of the Dayton Hayes and the other roads we're working on, quite a big project. We've done a lot of, in the past couple of months, we've done a lot of work on putting in pipes and cleaning out drainage ditches and trees and stuff in the roadways. That's sort of a winter maintenance. Plus some snow in the mountains and a couple of months ago, or maybe last month, I don't know. And we've been working on these projects, just winter type projects. I had a couple of gentlemen coming off wanting to adopt a roadway. And I told them I'd run it by the committee. It is and I made copies here of this. I thought everybody was gonna be here because I thought it was a personal meeting and everything, but here, Josh, you need one of these if you want.
I'm sorry, Roger, I forgot about this.
This is just what I got off of Tennessee TDOT's website. I used to manage this for 5 counties with TDOT. Of course, they've changed some of it since we do it. But if we consider adopting a road and what it is, with TDOT, they adopt a 2-mile section of roadway. And after the first, and what they do, they pick up litter. And we try to get them to pick up litter about every other month. And it was usually for a 2-year contract, and then they could review it after the 2 years. After the first litter pickup, TDOT puts up signs. You could say adopt a highway, and it's got the organization's name on it, which we could do the same thing. We could say Carter County adopt a road and put their name on it, small sign. We won't go real big and put at each end of it to identify it. And they, in this paperwork here, they've got where they have to sign releasement, and if a child has to be over 12 years old before they can pick up, and if they're under 18, the parents has to sign a releasement on it. And with TDOT, which we would probably do the same thing, they go ain't TDOT no more. They furnace vests for under wire, which was the low cost vest for just daylight use, of course. And then we furnished them, they furnished them garbage bags, about a medium-sized garbage bag, not the big ones, because they carry them with them. And they had videos they wanted the group to watch the first time before they picked up the first time. And if they get new people, they should watch the video. They go out at the designated time and walk the road. They try to stay off the center line of the pavement or everything, stay to the edge. And of course, with TDOT, they say not to pick up anything up on the pavement because of the type of road and high speed roads. Now we're dealing with a lot lower speed roads, and with a lot of them not shoulders or anything. They're going to be a lot in the ditch line and debris and stuff, and pick up on right away. Once they pick up, they call us when they're going to pick up, and after they get done picking up, they call us, and they usually leave the garbage bags at a certain location, and then the highway department would go pick up the garbage bag to take them to the landfill. And so the cost in this, of course, to the highway department would be for making the signs, and of course we keep up the paperwork, and then the garbage bags and the vests they wear, that sort of stuff. It wouldn't be a very large expense unless we had a whole group. I mean, a big number of groups in this program. But what I brought this far is for the commissioners to look over, and Josh, and maybe we can see what we can do with it. We do. The 2 gentlemen that come into the office, they're interested in picking up a section on top of Ripshin on Tiger Creek, through that section, because they got homes up there, and they say they pick it up anyway, but they're familiar with this. And there's a few roads that people pick up in Carter County that's state routes, and it's just be extending it to us, and the highway department that's manage it. We can maybe borrow, if this is approved to do it and stuff, we can borrow some money from one of our other line items, just put enough in there to get started with. It wouldn't be, I don't think it would be large enough to where we'd have to increase the highway budget or anything for it. It's not a major thing. And it might be a way to where we can get more of our litter picked up on the county road.
I think it's
get enough groups interested.
I think it's a good idea, and actually, me and Roger talked about it, and I went up and I have called and talked with Betsy at the high school, high school, the principal, and see, each high school has got to do volunteer time. Right. And they have kind of a problem with getting the volunteer time. And she thought this would be a good way for them to get their volunteer time. So,
when you make a high school, Blue Springs Road or Willow Springs Road through that section through there would be a good place for them to pick up, you know, because it's right in their area. There may be some others too. Maybe the road going, Dana Road going out to Willow Springs through that section would be a good, maybe a good place. But with them, and them being under 18 years old, they would have to have a group leader to go with them.
Yeah,
Group leader, and their parents would have to sign off on it to get that done. But yeah, but that would be good, you know.
And I'm sure, me and Kelly with the talking, I'm sure if you get one high school to do it, then you'll have the other high school
Exactly.
wanting to follow in the footsteps. And I know this question's gonna be asked, so I'm gonna ask you now.
Churches too.
The county's not gonna be liable in no way if somebody gets hurt or something like that, are we?
Well, the way the state managers, they don't, but that's where Mr. Harden needs to maybe look over his paperwork, check out the law and make sure that if we want to go this way, that we're covered on that. And that's the reason I think if we're even considering it is just wait the next month, maybe to vote on it. If we get, you know, we're in good shape. And then, you know, of course, full commission vote on, because we don't want to, we want the whole county to be involved, not just the highway department, and make sure it's all legal and stuff. The state's always been covered up. I mean, in good shape. I've never heard of the state ever getting sued, but Josh can check it out.
That's I think need to be checked out.
We want to make sure we might, in these groups, we want to make sure they know that everybody picking up it has to have their forms filled out.
Yeah, all the forms. Well, I think it's a good program. You know, I really do.
I think it's a win-win because with the litter problems we've got, I think it'd be great.
I do too. I really do. I think it's
they different kind of groups and stuff in areas that they're in, you know, it would like to keep the.
Yeah, I'm sure you'd have some of you
have some
churches and stuff want to come in and different things. Maybe Susie might want to adopt one over.
Well, you know what? After that big bunch of rain we just had, the ditches down from where I live, you wouldn't believe what's come out of them things, and you didn't even know it was there. You didn't even see it.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people dump their garbage and trees and limbs and everything else in the creeks. Or in the creek bank, right beside the creek bank, the water goes up and washes it down the creek.
Oh, yeah.
Then it stops up those holes that it goes through, and that's done.
Is that all you got, Mr. Rogers?
Yes, it is. If anybody's got any questions,
I'd just like to thank you for all the snow removal and all the hard work y'all have done, because yours really went wide open.
there was quite a bit of it this year, but it's most in the higher elevation, but there was quite a bit done. That we used, we completely emptied her chat building, and we ordered another 400 tons of salt, and finally got enough dry rock to find shrinings of stone, and got it dry enough to where we could mix it back. So we're restocked. We got a salt bin full, and we got a chat bin full. So hoping nothing else happened this season, but we're ready for next fall.
So are you saying you got some work out of Willie?
Yeah.
Well, he hesitated, didn't he?
We put him in a 4-wheel drive, 1-ton truck, like, like we're trying to get more of and everything. And he didn't get stuck one time. Well, every year, once or twice, we have to have a wrecker service.
Or he gets stuck at home in the driveway.
But thank each and every one of your employees, because they've all worked hard, and we really appreciate them.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
They've done a tremendous job. Okay, commissioner comments.
Mr. Blevins, if I may, I have a couple of things to talk to the superintendent about.
Okay, you sure can.
Roger, I assume by what you said, you have not been on Gap Creek since the storm this past weekend?
I haven't not, but Shannon has, and a few of them.
Well, I guess you know that the people up there just above where you were working got washed out again.
Yeah, I talked to Shannon about that. He got some calls, and he went over and checked it, and the day he checked it, the water was too high for us to do anything. And I told him as soon as the water got down is to try to take that cobble from the end of those pipes and rebuild those driveways over the pipes, because they're right beside of the Gap Creek Road. We can do that and still be legal, I believe. And I did not talk to Shannon today or yesterday. I didn't talk to him yesterday. And if he's not got to it, they're just, we got more rain and stuff. We're just waiting for the water to get down to where we can do the job.
Well, I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Let me ask you a question. I mean, it happens every year. Those poor people have we put in culverts and they've redone their driveways, and it's crazy. Is there any way we can get permission to maybe dig the creek deeper right there or something? I know they put their yards right down to the creek bed. I know that. So there's no place for it to go. But I just wonder if there's something we can do to give them a little help with keeping that from washing out every year.
We every time that cobble washes in there, the rock and stuff, and we clean out the kind of rebuild over the pipes and stuff, we clean out below the flow line of those pipes. The pipe, what actually needs to be put in there is I talked to the property owners one time and said they ought to go together and put in one bridge.
I agree with you.
Both use it. And we even, we thought on this natural resource project that we was going to get that included. And in the beginning, which, been over a year ago, we thought we was going to include those two pipes, those two driveways. And, but Natural Resources turned us down. They said they couldn't do it. And I don't know if, I think the property owner's been in contact with Natural Resources. So I don't know. That's I think it was close enough that the property owners bought larger pipes, but it would take something like a structural metal plate arch pipe or something like that. But you're talking about quite a bit of money and quite big. I think since we install pipes for people, with them buying a larger pipe, I think we could do that. I think we could install it for them.
Well, it'd be good. I mean, anything we can do, because they've got washed out every year. It's usually the first two. This year, the third one, her looks like her bridge is getting ready her driveway is getting ready to cave in. It sinks down right when you cross the creek. So, I'm sure Shannon's taking a look at it, but I feel bad for them. I realize that's, private property. And I think part of the reason is they mow right down to the creek and there's no bank. But I kept thinking if we could get some kind of permission to maybe dig that out deeper there or something. I don't know. I just feel sorry for them. It's just every spring they're washed out.
I know there's been 3 events in the past 2 years that we've had to establish the driveway over the pipes and stuff where they forced out for. But what we put in there is mostly river cobble and stuff, which is not really the right thing. But, but see, we're kind of, it's private property. We're kind of tied with that. We can't buy a bunch of material and try to help that situation. But like I say, the biggest thing, it needs bigger pipes or a bridge built for them.
Well, that, in my opinion, what should have been done before that was developed, they should have built one bridge and made driveways off from that bridge. But that's a developer, and I know him, and he wasn't about to spend that money. So, but that would have been the solution. One good bridge to all those 3 houses would be the solution. One more thing, down there where you were working on the bridge there, that Gary Murray Bridge, it's washed out right there as you come on my side, the upper Gap Creek side of the bridge. It's washed out again right there. You did some work there the last time. So you might ask Shannon to make sure he checks that. It's a driveway right there.
Gary Murray, right?
Yeah, it's that bridge right there at Marion Branch Road, and it's on the, if you're coming up Gap Creek, it'd be on the right side, right after you pass the bridge. You'll see it there. It's kind of washed out that road too. And you all did some work down there last year. It washed it completely out. And I think you went in there and filled that in and everything. But that's where it crosses over from one side of the road to the other.
Okay, we'll try to get something done on that.
All right. Well, thank you. Anything you can do to help those people, I appreciate it. And I know they would.
Thank you.
Thanks, Chairman Blevins.
Thank you, madam. Anybody else got anything that needs to be discussed as far as commissioner comments?
I'd like to ask Roger a question.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Kelly, go ahead.
I just wanted to thank Roger for on the paving or patchwork on Piney Flats Road. I was out there this past week, and I think you all fixed some potholes that some people had called about. And also, I don't know who talked to the people at the Dollar General store up in Hampton, but that water from their building was fixed, cut off, or whatever. Literally about a week, within a week, it was cleared up.
Yeah,
I went by there and spoke to him.
Yeah,
I
Shannon.
think Shannon stopped by there too and talked to him,
Yeah.
because I talked to him too. So
Yeah.
whatever happened, they cut it off or whatever, but it was fixed, and
I went by
appreciate
there
it.
the next day and she said they had an awful time with it, that eventually some of their delivery drivers said they weren't going to deliver anything back to that store again until they got it fixed. So it was like within a week, it was fixed.
Well, it was actually got even worse from when I saw, or
It
not
was
the
bad.
meeting, but it was going down the road towards the main highway through their parking lot. So,
There was one morning when I was taking Corbin to school, it was a solid sheet of ice. It had frozen over all the way down into the main part, the main of the road right there.
yeah, just a little thin sheet. So I appreciate whoever took care of that, because I turn that down that road every day. So I appreciate it.
It was their main water line going into the building, is what Shannon told me.
That
Yeah.
was from their restroom to their main line to their restroom and everything.
Yeah.
I'd hate to have their water bill, because it'd been going on for a while.
I did ask about how much their water bill had been. It's been right at $400 a month.
Well, now, Jerry had a question.
I don't, I'm not going to ask him. I'll see him later.
Okay.
Mr. Evans, I forgot something, if I may. Did you receive an email from the Clark family about that bridge down there at South Side?
Who, me?
Yes.
No, ma'am.
Well, I got one. It was addressed to both of us. The bridge, Roger, that the state just finished down there on South Side Road coming into Gap Creek.
Yes.
Well, the Clark family was asking about it being dedicated, and I just sent back an email to them. I said, you may have some other comments to make, Mr. Blevins, but that was a city, and we wouldn't have any jurisdiction on naming that bridge. But I've got a copy of the email.
Yeah, the city would have to do it. It's the city.
Yeah, I sent that back to the Clark family.
Definitely the city.
We solved that real fast.
Yes.
Okay, anybody else got anything? And again, Roger, I know it's been said, I think you've done a good job. I think you're doing a good
Who's
job.
doing a good job is the workers up there.
Exactly, they do. They work
They do
good.
real good. When they need to, they get out there, no matter what the weather is, no matter what they're doing, they maintain it.
And that means a lot.
Yeah,
It
it
does.
does.
That
They
means a
get out
lot.
there and they won't get them road. They take pride in getting the roads open and keeping them open.
I'm trying to get my wife to get the driveway cleaned off like that. Can't do it. Send Willie up there to learn.
Yeah, Willie.
Well, if nobody got nothing else, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn. Hey, whoa, wait a minute. Which way is not here and everybody else is here. The highway committee will be a meeting in the person in the courtroom from here on out. So there'll be no mix up. It'll not be Zoomed. It will be in the courtroom from here on out until we can move it back to the highway department.
Mr. Blevins?
Yes.
That's fine, but I want to make an announcement that we will have the landfill and education one more time Zoom, give everybody one more chance to get vaccinated and everything, then we will probably meet in person the rest of ours. But our meeting Monday will be on Zoom, okay?
That's good. And I hope nobody's got a problem with that. If you do, speak and we'll try to work it out.
Thank you.
So from here on out, we'll be meeting at the courthouse until we go back to the highway department. And so now on, so there ain't no confusion like this month. It was a mess. But I appreciate you being patient with me. I'm not the smartest fella in the world, but I get it worked out eventually. So I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
I second.
Jerry made the motion to adjourn, need a second.
Second. I'll second.
Nancy Brown, second. Thank y'all for coming.
I get paid well for it.
And Roger, would this be still a state program?
You at home
Up
now?
the road thing? I mean, is it just?